I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
You want to die out here. I don't want to hear it!
The Edge is a thrilling adventure that's got it all.
It's like he's reading our minds. He's stalking us.
A wild, edge-of-your-seat entertainment that moves like a ball of fire.
He's a man killer.
Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin deliver their two most powerful performances.
What one man can do, another can do!
It's Jaws with claws. The Edge, rated R. Tomorrow, only in theaters.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a Patreon review for Daniel. I'm going to butcher the last name, so I'll just say Daniel. Thank you so much for the request, the pledge on my Patreon. Thank you to everyone. I'm sorry for some if I'm getting to them fairly late. I am doing the best that I can. That's why I'm trying to pump out about 3-4 videos a day. Yeah, I do apologize for that, but I think everyone who has done that, if you ever want to request something, you always do it directly to my PayPal, which the link for that is down below, or you can be part of my Patreon. There's certain tiers for certain things. It could be review, commentary, or pretty much any other type of video. But thank you once again. And he wanted me to talk about the 1997 film The Edge, which is a film I've always enjoyed. I've always liked this flick. I think it has a good cast. Anthony Hopkins is the star. A film that he's done that no one really talks about. No one ever brings this movie up. You also have Alec Baldwin, Harold Perrineau, Elle Macpherson. Probably got that name wrong. And weirdly enough, it's directed by Lee Tamahori. And I say weirdly enough because this is the same guy that did Die Another Day, which in my opinion is one of the worst James Bond films, and Triple X State of the Union. But he did do A Long Time of Spy with Morgan Freeman. I actually remember not minding that one. So, and this one I would say probably called the best film I've seen that he's done. He did Once Were Warriors. I know a lot of people like that. I could not get into it. So I would say this one is the best film I've seen this director do. Anthony Hopkins, I've always enjoyed him as an actor. Of course, he was Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. He's also done some films I think are fairly underrated. Fracture being one with him and Ryan Gosling. That's a movie no one talks about. I think it's pretty good. This is another example. Alec Baldwin, I think he's a guy that works better in this kind of role. As a main star, he's not bad, but again, I just always thought of him as a second, third bill, like in Beetlejuice or this movie, the bit role he has in Glenn Ross, or as a villain, like Malice. I think he played a good villain. And in this, he's sort of a villainous character. Harold Perrineau, I recognize him because he was in the Matrix films as Link. So it was cool to see him in this. Now, the movie is a pretty simple setup where Anthony Hopkins' character is a billionaire. He's gone up to the wilderness with a group of people. Someone he knows, Alec Baldwin, who's a photographer. Hopkins' wife, played by Elle Macpherson, who's a model. So thus, Alec Baldwin takes pictures of her. And they're in this Alaskan village. Anthony Hopkins, he seems like a guy who keeps to himself, but he's very knowledgeable on many things, including survival. Keeps reading this book on survival. And you kind of see why he's so guarded, because early on in the film, there's this guy who seems to be very kind to him, and then they try to get money out of him. Like this one guy who's a woodsman, but then he's like, oh, I got this stuff here. And Hopkins says something to the effect of, oh, I thought you were just being courteous. Just people always try to sell him on stuff because he's rich. So you get the idea he doesn't know who to trust. I thought Anthony Hopkins did a really nice job. And I thought the way the director utilized the wilderness when they get to the big gist of the story, because Alec Baldwin's supposed to go somewhere to shoot some photos, takes Harold Perrineau and Anthony Hopkins along, the three of them with a pilot, they crash, and then they're out in the wilderness trying to get back to civilization. And there is a bear, which I think he was played Bart the Bear, who was in quite a few movies. I'm trying to remember what movies this bear was in, but I believe it's a Kodiak bear. And it's a survival story. Not only because this bear, who at one point finds the taste of blood, of human, I should say, not blood, but of human, and so is now relentless, but also surviving the elements and surviving each other, because Anthony Hopkins realizes, and this is not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. If you watch the trailer, if you don't want spoiled, stop watching. Or, I mean, it's up to you. That Alec Baldwin has been sleeping with Anthony Hopkins' wife, and Anthony Hopkins thinks that maybe Alec Baldwin's going to try to kill him. So Anthony Hopkins, his character, he's definitely the rational of the three. You keep our heads. He's trying to learn. He's trying to action stuff he's learned from years of reading up on survival guides. Alec Baldwin's character, he talks a big game. Shut up, computer. He talks a big game, but then when the shit hits the fan, Alec Baldwin's character just doesn't seem as tough as he's kind of made himself out to be. And then you have the black guy who's going to die. I mean, that's a joke, but in a way, that is kind of what happens. Bart the Bear, I think he was in The Great Outdoors. Yeah, I think he's the bear in the John Candy film, The Great Outdoors. And he was also in Legends of the Fall, White Fang. Definitely a bear that was used in quite a few films. Sadly, the bear passed away in 2000. So, there you go. But I mean, they used a real bear. It's not a CGI bear. It's not a fake bear. So at times you have the real actors in the same scene as the real bear. I think that definitely helps with quite a few of the sequences in the motion picture. Because nowadays it'd just be a hokey CGI bear. That's one of my issues with, sadly, there was a killer bear film with Thomas Jane. I'm like, okay, cool, to be like Grizzly or this movie. But no, it was a crappy CGI bear. And I'm like, look what they did in this movie, The Edge, with Bart the Bear. Or do you like Suits? Or like utilize animatronics or something? Maybe Suits would be hokey, but with sort of maybe editing techniques. By the way, that's another story. But here, it's a real fucking bear. So I like the cinematography. I like the location where they shot. I think they did a good job showcasing the landscape. I thought the actors did their jobs well. I liked Hopkins' character. I thought they did a decent enough job giving us some time to build up the relationship between these characters. The music by Jerry Goldsmith, I completely forgot Jerry Goldsmith did the score to this, and I miss Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry Goldsmith, if I had to pick, is my favorite composer. From the first 3 Rambo films, to personal favorite of mine, Leviathan, to Runaway, to Star Trek the Motion Picture, even films like Teen Solomon's Mines. I just big fan of Jerry Goldsmith. Total Recall. So many times it was a pleasure to listen to his music. And he does another good job here. You know, it fits the film well. It was just nice to listen to on its own, let alone be as part of the movie. And pretty much with these characters throughout the film, Anthony Hopkins is the guy who steps up. And that was kind of refreshing because he's a billionaire and he's a much older gentleman compared to the other two. Maybe he'd be handicapped. Maybe he'd be just pulled around. But no, he's a guy who will get in there with a fucking spear and go one-on-one with the bear. And it culminates with this one scene, one of my favorite scenes, where he's talking with Alec Baldwin. And he's trying to get Alec Baldwin's spirits up. Well, one man can do, another can do, right? And gets Alec Baldwin repeating it. And he's like, yeah, right. You're goddamn right. Because today, I'm going to kill the motherfucker. I don't hear Anthony Hopkins talk like that a lot. But that was refreshing here. I'm going to kill the motherfucker. How many times do you hear Anthony Hopkins say motherfucker? And it was a pretty badass moment. And I'm not going to go to every single sequence, but I thought that part was definitely the best part of them versus the bear. I will say, for me, the crucial mistake of this movie, and spoilers, starting now, more spoilers. This is about a 2-hour movie, and I wasn't bored, but the bear is killed like an hour and 20 minutes into the film. And I had not seen this in a while, but I remember liking it. And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't realize the bear got killed so soon. Because again, you have the setup, and then you get the thing with the bear. And when the bear's killed, we got like 30 to 40 minutes left in the movie. And I go, probably without the end credits, about 30 minutes left in the movie. And I went, what the fuck? There's half an hour left. For me personally, it's just that the stuff with the bear was the most exciting part of the film, and obviously the people who marketed it thought the same way, because all the marketing is about that. All the pieces of marketing. So then your vicious bear is killed and there's 30 minutes left. The last 30 minutes is not bad, but it's kind of, the sales have been dwindled. If that makes sense. It's like, I think if there was this big bad, I don't think they should have killed the bear so soon. You could still have the stuff going on between Alec Baldwin and Anthony Hopkins. Just what happens is that they go into a cabin, there's some more talking and conversations, and then Baldwin has a gun on Hopkins, and Hopkins is trying to warn him, but then Baldwin goes to a deadfall and gets impaled, but Anthony Hopkins helps him out even though Baldwin tried to kill him. Alec Baldwin apologizes. I get it. It works well with the characters. But you could have all that amidst this bear stuff. But you have Alec Baldwin says, now I'm going to kill you. I'm going to leave you here for the bear. And he's going to eat you while I run away. You just see him saying these different lines of dialogue. And instead of the deadfall, you do have Alec Baldwin attacked by the bear. Like he doesn't kill him, or he's thinking about it, and he's like, maybe he's about ready to say no. Or it's like, still at hesitation. And then the bear comes out and just fucking mangles him. And then Anthony Hopkins kills him. And you even have Anthony Hopkins kill him the same way he does in the movie, but you'd have like a one-on-one. I'm not saying it has to be fucking Predator, but the Hopkins in mud. Oh, you know, bear, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm not saying that, but there could have been at least one more big mano-a-mano battle, and then kill the bear, and then help out with Baldwin, and then Baldwin apologizes. I think that would have amplified the film even more in my eyes. I still enjoy the film for the cast, the environment, the scenes of the bear, the real practical bear, the way they film that. Like I said, it's well acted. The score by Jerry Goldsmith. Again, killing the bear so soon, I thought was a mistake. And yeah, just kind of dwindled the sales for the last 30 minutes. Maybe that's just me. But I do like this bit of irony at the end where he's the last survivor in the press conference. And they're asking about his friends. He's like, my friends? And Anthony Hopkins is a really good actor. And even in this scene, it seems like he's ready to cry. And he goes, they died saving my life. And the ironic thing is, he's the one who did everything. The other guys, they didn't do shit. He did everything. But, you know, he said that, A, you know, to be nice, and B, I don't know, maybe in a way it did make him think things differently, or I don't know, maybe he'll think differently about certain things. I don't know if he's going to still be married to his fucking girl. Maybe he's like, divorce, bitch. I don't know. I'll wait for the Edge 2, Electric Boogaloo. But either way, fairly solid film. Movie that no one really talks about, but it doesn't deserve to be forgotten. It's a good wilderness survival. To call it a killer bear movie, that'd be a bit false leading, if that makes sense. Like Grizzly, that's a killer bear film. Here, it's a part of the film, but it's a pretty decent sized part of the film, but it's not the whole film. And maybe, yeah, I mean, maybe some people will put it, because there is a killer bear, so technically that's true, but I don't know, it feels weird to call it that. With that said, still enjoy the movie. Thanks for watching. Take care. Thank you once again, Daniel, for the request. Like I said, if anyone ever wants to request directly to my PayPal for pretty much any type of video, or support me on Patreon, the links to them will be down below in the info box. Thank you guys. Take care. We will see you guys later. Bye-bye.